Hey y'all, today, hey y'all, Wally, Waltraud. My sister Waltraud said sometimes I sound like I'm out of the backwoods of Arkansas. Well, howdy. Today, we're making corn fritters. Yep. This is a recipe I've been using. Made corn fritters for many a times, and today we're using the corn fritter recipe. This second dog's got all excited out of that howdy. Hold on. Okay, today we're making corn fritters, and we are using oil for frying, 1 cup sifted flour. Now I've got self-rising here, but that's okay. 1 teaspoon of salt. Here's my salt. You know how I use that old can there in my pantry. White sugar. There's my sugar. Okay, 1 egg. Oops, got to get that out of the refrigerator. I forgot that. 1/2 cup milk. Using that Hood milk again, y'all. Okay, 1 tablespoon shortening melted. Well, this is where I got my, oops, just a second here. This is where I've drained my grease, my used grease, and I'll just use a tablespoon of that. And a whole 1 12-ounce can of whole kernel corn drained. Well, there's my corn. Oh, missed that. Teaspoon baking powder. There's my baking powder. So let me get this all in a bowl and whipped up, and we'll get started. Almost forgot to tell y'all, this right here is some of my cranberry and blueberry, that I home canned, and we're gonna make this into a dipping sauce for our corn fritters. Okay, here y'all is my dry ingredients. I've got them all mixed up. And here's my wet ingredients. Now, of course, that's the milk and the egg. So we'll mix that up. And let me go get the corn, and we'll add that. So here's the corn. Gonna mix this up, and all we gotta do is wait for that oil to come up to temp. So let me get this mixed up. Here. Okay, here's the batter, all nice and mixed up. Now, I don't have a grease thermometer or a thermometer I can use for grease. So how am I gonna tell if that is ready to cook? To cook in. Well, you drop a piece in and see how it's just sitting there. That grease is not hot enough. So let's let it heat up and we'll be back. Okay, y'all, that piece I put in there at first is sizzling. So now let's take these by little spoonfuls and put them in, and let's see. Yeah, I think that's ready. So I'm just, you know, they're going to expand because they've got that baking powder in them. So we don't want to make them too big, or they won't get done inside. I'd rather have little nuggets than have big ones and chance them being half cooked. So here we go. And maybe that oil could be a little bit hotter. I think we're good. Now, I got some popping going on in there. I don't think it's from the corn. I think maybe I had some water in my oil. I don't know. But let me get these all in there, and I'll show you what a full pot of them looks like. Okay, that's all I'm going to put in this batch. I'm going to have to do them in batches. That's all I'm going to put in this batch. And I've got my trusty strainer here to flip them over as they get nice and golden on the other side. So when I flip them over, we'll see that. There you go, y'all. Got them flipped over. Ooh, those look good. Now you want to make them about the size of a ping pong ball. Because if you make them too big, they don't get cooked properly inside. Oh, those look good. Okay, y'all, these are ready to take out. Now here's my other little trick. When I take them out of the oil, I put them in a basket. See, I got that basket. Now, of course, if I was not filming one-handed here, I would be holding that basket. And what that does is that lets the majority of the oil drip off. And then I put them on top of the paper towels. So let's get our next batch going. Batch number 2. Now remember, y'all, when you put them in the oil, you only want to put about that much because they expand and you don't want them, well, I don't like them to be any bigger than about a ping pong ball after they get done cooking. So that amount right there is about what I'll put in. And then, of course, because of the baking powder, they expand. So this is batch number 2. Batch number 3. I want to show y'all a little frying trick. Watch how I try to turn over this corn fritter, but it doesn't want to turn over. See how it rights itself back? Because that corn fritter is not ready to turn over. When this corn fritter is ready to turn over, I'll be able to flip it and it'll stay turned. So let's do another one. There we go. See, that one was ready to turn because it stayed that way. Okay. Oops. Let's try this one. Yep, he's ready, he's staying. So let me get these flipped and get them finished cooking. There you go, y'all. All them corn fritters are done. Golden, delicious, corny nuggets. So now we're going to start on the sauce. And like I said, I'm using some of my, this is my blueberry and cranberry home preserves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a syrup. So watch me do that. I don't know where my camera cut out, y'all, but I've got about a half a cup of my cranberry and blueberry sauce in here from my home canning, and I put in, this is a half a cup, and I put in about a fourth of a cup of sugar. So we're going to get this all bubbly, and then we're going to pour it in a dipping bowl. Okay, we got some good cook on this. It's thickened up just a wee bit. That sugar's nice and melted. And like I said, let me tell you again, because my camera cut out, I've got about a half a cup of my preserves in here, my blueberry and cranberry preserves. And I got about, this is a half a cup, and I got about a fourth cup of sugar in there. So we're just cooking it. And then I want to pour it in this dipping bowl. Oops. I think I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Let me scrape out that pot. Ooh, my. Okay, folks, here's our spread for the day. Here's our nice, beautiful, golden, delicious looking corn fritters. And here is our homemade dipping sauce. This is made from the cranberry, blueberry home preserves that I canned. And yes, y'all, give me 20 lashes with a wet noodle. But when I was a kid, we used to dip this in Karo corn syrup. And I happen to have the dark one here. Now, of course, when I was a kid, sometimes we used pancake syrup. Sometimes we used honey. But the old-fashioned way when I was growing up, very common to use Karo corn syrup. And then I made Ernie a fresh cup of coffee. And I used some Pablo's Pride Gourmet coffee. We get this at Sam's. Y'all, this is an absolutely delicious coffee. Comes whole bean, and we grind it there at Sam's. I tell you what, there's not a better coffee going there. That Pablo's Pride, delicious. So I made him a fresh cup of coffee, and there is our recipe. Now, y'all, every time I make corn fritters, there's no telling what recipe I use. This is the one I use today. This is the one I probably use the most often lately. Of course, access to the internet, you can get all kinds of recipes. But this is from allrecipes.com. Corn fritters, good standby recipes there. So here we go. Now, Arnie's going to come do his official taste test. Okay, there's one of the corn fritters. I cut it in half. Looks good. So Arnie, come on, try it. First of all, try our homemade sauce here. See what you think. Don't say nice. Say good, bad, or ugly. What? Good. Okay, now try the old... Get you this other one here and try the old-fashioned way with Karo Syrup. So how's that one?
I'll try that one.
Which one? Which one? They can't see. You like the homemade one better? So, gosh, y'all, guess I did good. But there you go, y'all. Corn fritters. Good comfort food. Getting the time of year around Thanksgiving where we like to make these kind of dishes. And there's one of mine. So, thanks for watching. Bye. Just a second. Y'all, I told Ernie to take as many as he wanted. There may not be many left. Oh, yeah. Take that out there with you, honey.